Tony Nicklinson says his life is miserable, intolerable and undignified. He communicates this through a computer because 7 years ago a stroke left him completely paralysed. Tony is so disabled that when he wants to end his life, he will need someone to kill him, but he wants it done legally. His case will now be heard in court, but his wife says he's taken some steps already.
He took himself off all of his life-prolonging drugs, so the only things he's on now are things to keep him comfortable. And he made a directive saying that if he was, not to resuscitate him, and if he should have another stroke, then he wasn't to be treated, just to let him go.
To end his own life is his right, but not one he can exercise in his condition. His lawyer says the case should spare anyone that helps him from prosecution.
The declaration that he seeks from the court is that it would be lawful for a doctor who helps him to die to have the defence of necessity available to any charge of murder.
Speaking from home, Tony was delighted with the verdict. He believes it's about time the issues surrounding assisted dying are heard.
Politicians and others can hardly complain about the courts providing the forum for debate if the politicians continue to ignore one of the most important topics facing our society today. It is no longer acceptable for 21st century medicine to be governed by 20th century attitudes to death.
But critics say changing the murder law would remove protection from a large number of sick and disabled people and could put vulnerable patients under pressure to end their lives before they're ready.
There is a line over which you should not cross, which is if somebody wants to end their own life, then they must be the person who takes the act that actually ends their life. It shouldn't be done by somebody else. You should not be able to kill people in those circumstances.
British courts have never directly considered a case like this before, of a man asking to be killed by another person. There are still many issues to be explored here, but if this case is successful, it could eventually change the law on murder. But at the heart of it is still just one man fighting for a dignified death. Charlie Angela, Al Jazeera, London.